And so I came to church that morning. I know I went to Sunday school. I don't remember anything about Sunday school. When we closed our eyes to say the opening prayer, the Spirit of the Lord fell on me. And he done something for me then that carried me the whole way. It still carries me.
That is incredible.
It was unreal. You know, when you have cancer, you want to know, what are my chances? What are the chances I'm going to beat this? And so at the first doctor's appointment, I asked the doctor, you know, what are my chances? And she said 40 to 50% that you'll beat it. So that means,
oh my Lord,
50 to 60% don't beat it. And I'm sure that 50 to 60%, they take the same treatment I do. They do everything the same. They want to live just as bad as I do, but the Lord is the difference.
Yes.
I can take all the medicine. I can do everything I can do, but it's just like farming. It's not in my hands. It's in His hands.
That's right.
And He chose to show favor and show mercy.
Everything changed. I had another episode. That was the first time it had ever happened in the hospital.
Wow.
So we called the nurse and doctor, and they came, and I mean, everything changed immediately. We were, we're taking these babies right now. Everything, we're going to go ahead and deliver. I wanted somebody to hold my hand, and so I just said, please hold my hand. And she did. She stood there and held my hand, and I just remember, I wish I could say that I just had so much peace, but I didn't. I was so scared, and I thought, I'm going to wake up, but I don't know that it's going to be here. And I could have been prideful and not prayed, but I was like, forget it.
Yeah.
I know I'm safe, but I want to be sure.
Sure.
And I prayed, and I said, Lord, if there is anything unforgiven in my life, just cover me in your blood. And I would get out my Bible, and I would read this verse right here. It's Ezekiel chapter. I feel the Lord. I would read Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 6, because I've seen this work. And it says, and when I passed by thee and saw thee polluted in thine own blood, I said unto thee, when thou wast in thy blood, live. Yea, I said unto thee, when thou wast in thy blood, live.
Many nights praying for me.
Man, that's tough.
Come in when I got a little older in a state that I didn't need to be in.
Yeah.
But they never locked me out of the house. I could hear my mom praying, Lord, save my son. And it's touching my heart now.
Wow.
But I can remember many times walking through that door, going to my bedroom, and hear my mama pray, God save my son.
That's awesome.
What am I going to do? I'm going to hear my nephew preach.
Yeah, for sure.
So I walk in that place, Andrew, the Spirit of the Lord, from the day I walked into that place,
Help him, God.
was incredible. It was
The
incredible.
love of God.
I left there, me and Regina, I said, you ever felt anything like that before in your life? Andrew, you can relate. I know you can.
I love it.
And it's just like you said, the love of the church. Everybody there was just, oh, hey, Glenn, how you doing? And it was different than just meeting them out there on the road somewhere.
You're right.
This was in God's house with God's people.
There's nobody that doesn't fall. There's nobody that doesn't scrape their knees, as the saying is. But you can see that the Lord has a work for them to do. And you work with them toward that end.
I feel like the strength of your men in your congregation is the strength of your church. I don't feel like there's and I hate to call it a separate ministry because I think it's all one, the ministry of the church, but at the same time, it's a subcategory of ministry that is often overlooked, but it is so needful. And it's been a primary issue for us for the last decade, and we've tried to focus on men's ministry, and I really feel like that our men have grown, and they're hungry, they're transparent, they're willing to come out on a Saturday morning and hear an hour lesson that is dedicated to helping them become more Christ-like. Yeah. And that is, to me, that that indicates the strength of the church is how willing your men are to grow in Christ. If they're satisfied where they are and they're not willing to grow and push to become a better man, more Christ-like, I think the church is in trouble.
So I'll go in the kitchen, and we're all talking, laughing, going, where are you heading? I said, I'm heading home. What's going on for? I said, see Joanne and the children. I didn't tell them I was broke. I wouldn't even probably make it to the city limits. I'm going to pull off and hitchhike on home.
Right.
And Sister Logue said, Brother Neil, how many eggs you want? I said, 6. They laughed. They thought it was a joke. She said, no, really, how many? I said, 4, 5, 6. She said, really? I said, really. 6 eggs and plenty of grits. I woofed it all out.
Yeah.
So
they didn't know how hungry you were.
No, they didn't know how hungry. I'd been other than that peanuts and that milk, that pint of milk, I had nothing in 3 days except that. So I was going out the door to get in my car, knowing that they would give out of gas before I got to the city limits. Brother Logue said, hey, hold on, Brother Neil. I said, okay, all right, come here. I just feel led to do this. And he gave me $20. I thought to myself, brother, you don't know how much of God this is.
How much money would that be compared to today?
Probably $100, $125. We're talking the late 60s, early 70s.
Well, it's kind of a play off Emerson. Emerson said life, is a journey, not a destination, so enjoy the journey. So it's kind of, a play off Emerson. But the will of God is a journey. And by that, what I mean is I started hearing too many young folks, they kept talking about the will of God as a futuristic idea. It's 5 years down the road. I might be in the will of God if I become a missionary. I might be in the will of God if I become a youth pastor, some way futuristic idea. But you got to know you're in the will of God right now, today.
I relived it over and over and over, time and time again. And but in it, like I said, that morning when the Lord, when the Spirit of the Lord came on me, and that He took away the rawness of it. He made it more of, I don't know, not that you adjusted to it, but that you accepted it, I guess.
I stopped by the store and got me a 6-pack. I was at the point of a nervous breakdown.
Really?
And I pulled up under an old pecan tree I have at the house. I set the 6-pack up there on the front of the truck. And I went to grab one, and I heard this bird just carrying on. And I just stood there and just started squalling and crying. And I began to cry to the Lord with all my heart. And I made a deal with Him. You can make a covenant with God.
Oh, yeah.
And I called myself making a deal with Him. I said, Lord, give me 30 days, and I'll get this right. And I began to cry again. Yeah. And in the midst of my crying, there was this bird over in that tree beside. He was just having the time of his life. And I felt a hand on my shoulder. It was so real, so I turned around. It scared me. I turned around, and there was nobody there. I thought my wife or one of the kids had come up.
Wow. And
I was going to go hide my beer. But I felt a hand on my shoulder. And He said, if I can take care of him, I'll take care of you.
Wow.
And I said, okay, Lord, I commit everything to you. Give me 30 days. It didn't take 3 seconds. The feeling was gone.
Instantly.
I mean, instantly. And I tell my wife all the time, I am still amazed at how, when I let go, He took care of it.